is contacting your past clients, your sphere of influence, and your database. Right now, during the holidays, the easiest thing to do, and I did it for years, that I think every agent can pull off, is to grab a Santa or dress up as Santa yourself and get pictures with the kids of the people in your database. Have a Santa photo shoot event. It's the easiest event to pull off. Everybody loves them. Have some Christmas cookies or whatever. This is a great time to have an event. And too many agents just don't do any events, but this is a great time to do it. It's so easy to get people out of their house to come to like a little Christmas event like this. And I think that whatever you do, if it's not that, then contacting the database with a Christmas card, an event, a $5 gift card, hey, I appreciate you, hey, thank you for your support, something into that database, I think has got to be critical in the month of December. What do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I don't have too much to say on it, just because I think like it doesn't matter, like you said, to like exactly what it is. Obviously, an event is going to be the highest quality. But if you can't pull that together, or you're traveling and you kind of need to, whatever your situation is, right? Like do something, reach out to the past, reach out to the sphere that you have. I know, Brandon, like if anybody's not heard this, that's like your biggest regret that you didn't do for the early part of your career, is really, really capitalizing on the sphere, the past clients, all that kind of stuff. And just make that a priority, Yeah.
Well, the truth is this, and I guess that's what I'm being known for. That's the feedback I always get, is I love how you don't sugarcoat stuff. Well, here's another one. Every realtor, if you ask them, if you line up 1,000, you say, hey, what business are we in? They all say, we're in the relationship building business. And I'm like, bullshit. When is the last time you called all these people that you have relationships with in your database? Oh, fuck, you're right. Never. I've never called them. Wait, so let me get this straight. You're in the relationship business. You care about these people so much that you never contact them. You never send them anything. You never have any events. You never invite them anywhere. You never call them. You never email them. You never text them. You never go see them. That's how much you believe in the relationship. Do I have that right? And when I propose it that way, it's like, well, shit, I guess you're right. There's a lot of people, well, I don't want to get too deep into this, but like if they just focused on the database the same way a CPA does, the same way a financial planner does, they would be so much better off. They wouldn't even have to call for sale by owners. That's a whole nother episode.
It's the most neglected source they have.
By far.
Totally. And you said the big word neglect. It's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
Then they get pissed off because Aunt Susie bought a house from some other realtor. What happened?
Exactly. That's a great point.
Why didn't you call me?
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. It's amazing, and so that's what we're trying to do, with the work in which we all do, is a lot of different things, but that's one of them is to have a book of business that you truly have constant communication with, so that it's not just to sell them real estate, but it's to serve the people in which we say we want to serve them. Ron, you were going to say something?
I think the other thing that agents really struggle with is they overthink it way too much.
You're right.
Okay, it's just a nice call, conversation. How you doing? Hey, I got an event coming up in a couple of months. Love to have you there.
Exactly.
Why don't you put it on your calendar and I'll follow up with you. They just overthink it. Should I call him? Should I not?
True. And I'm like, listen, if you're going to call your friend, what would you say? You probably go grab a beer. You go play golf. You go do whatever, and I guess the answer to that is if you won't do that, then that person probably shouldn't be in the database. But again, That's a whole other thing. Go ahead.
Yep. And one more point that I wanted to say is I think it's only really difficult when we don't have any value to provide on that call, or like anything really that we're calling about other than, oh, hey, just checking in, asking for some business, right? Like that's when people get nervous, when it's like that kind of call, because we don't want to be that realtor that's just bugging the people that we know.
Right.
But when we actually have substance and we are sending them things and we are in a relationship, then it becomes a lot easier.
And that will be a future episode too on how to do that. And I'll give just the audience, we'll leave them with this little open closed loop, is that the way in which you get business from people that you know isn't calling them and begging them for business. It is to be the social mayor of your community. That is how you get lots of business from the people that you know. And so you're always the one doing events. You're always the one putting together kickball tournaments. And you're always the one that you're like the socialite of your community. And it's quite the opposite. It's almost like because you do all of that and because you don't ever beg people for business so they don't avoid you like the fucking plague, they start to give you business because that's what happens. You know, people get in these MLMs and they start this new business and they just blow up their friends. And then their friends are like, dude, don't answer that guy's call. He is the worst. Just avoid him. As soon as he gets around you, he's gonna be like flies on shit. He's gonna start talking about this new and then they avoid you. So we don't want that to be. You don't want to be that realtor. Trust me. That every time someone sees you, you're fucking all over them because you're trying to get business from them. That's not a good look.
Not at all.
Nope.
Aaron?
Not at all.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next week. And hopefully the audience got one or two nuggets.